All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another founder fireside chat session for the Aptos Code Collection Hackathon. Today, we are very happy to have Shivam from Joule Finance to join us as a guest. Um, so, a little bit more background about the Aptos Code Collection Hackathon. So, it's actually the very first Aptos global flagship hackathon ever in their history. DoraHacks is very proud to support these initiatives. This hackathon is a huge hackathon with 500,000 prize pool, and it's open to the global developers to participate. So no matter where you're based, you are all welcome to join the hackathon. This hackathon also provide very juicy support for the developers doing and post the hackathon with of all star judging panels and mentor mentor team. So if you are a Move developers that trying to build something really cool or interesting, this is probably the best shot that you could have, at least for 2024 in Aptos. Yeah, so let's welcome Siobhan again. And Siobhan, why don't we start from a brief introduction about yourself and Joe Finance?
Sure. So, firstly, thank you, Chris, for organizing this session. I'm super excited to be here. And so, just a quick brief about myself. So, I have been building in the EVM space for quite a long time in the payments connectivity network, bridges, DEXs. So, been building in EVM since a long time. And since I've got introduced to Aptos, there's no going back. So, we are building Joule Finance on Aptos. So Joule Finance is a liquidity hub of Aptos. But what do I mean by liquidity hub? So think of it like a composable money market where applications can be built on top of it. So these applications are what we call as anchors. So these anchors can be a leverage yield farm or a payments integrated network or a margin trading application. So our money market acts as a base layer or the liquidity layer for all these applications. So usually what happens is users go to lending, borrowing marketplaces. They just lend their money, borrow their money, and use it in another applications. But in case of Joule, users can simply bring their fresh liquidity from the EVM side using Joule Bridge. Then we have our money market where they can lend their money. Uh, and now the all the lent money in this money market will be used to build margin trading applications, integrated payment gateways, then leverage yield farms. One very good example of Anchor is crypto cards. So basically, what happens is usually in cards, people deposit their crypto in wallets and then use it through the card. But in case of a money market, it can be like users come lend their money, and then now they can use the cards where the stables will be borrowed against. So this is one very good example of anchors. Then there is leverage yield farms. So there can be multiple such applications built on top of our money market. So this is brief about what we are building at Joule.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, Siobhan. So I guess the first questions for today is that why in the first place that you guys choose to build on top of the Aptos and choose Move language uh, for Joe Finance?
Yeah. So, like I said, we have been building into the EVM space for a long time, and uh, when we got introduced to Aptos, when we were exploring Move specifically, so Move is a resource-based language. If we compare it to Solidity, everything is stored in resources for Move modules. So only one resource can be accessed at a time. So this prevents attacks like re-entrancy. So Move is very secure if we compare it to Solidity. So one reason being security side of Move, and then of course there is instant finality from Aptos, the speed which is offered by Aptos. So mainly for the security and speed, we are building on Aptos.
Got it. Yeah, I think that's probably like the the biggest reason for many of the teams to actually choose Aptos and Move nowadays. Um, yeah, so so when you actually pick up the Aptos, um, and when you're trying to, I assume that at the beginning phase, when you guys choose to build on top of Aptos, you must have like some sort of the communication with the Aptos team directly. So I'm actually interested to know like what type of the support that you think is actually very hardcore from the Aptos team that can help you to get through the the bootstrap phase of your product.
Yeah, there are many reasons. The first is when we got connected to Aptos team, they were super helpful with their engineer support. If we run into any issues, their engineers are very quick in responses. So on the engineering side, Aptos has a very good support, and then from the grant side as well. So being a bootstrapped startup to get ourselves audited and to fund other resources. Uh, we have got a very good support from Aptos in terms of grants. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. And what do you think? So doing your building the Joule, did you guys like ever encounter any type of the uh encounter any type of the like difficulties or problems? You know, not not for the product itself, but like during the process of using Aptos to build the Joule. Um, and if there's any like did Aptos team actually provide any sort of support to help you guys solve those problems?
Yeah, so since we started Joule, it has been around 8 to 10 months, and at that time the resources were actually limited. But now there are enough resources for Move and to build on Aptos. So Aptos has recently revamped their docs. So uh, they have everything covered from code examples to integration, everything covered in their revamped docs. So if anyone wants to build on Aptos, currently they have everything from the resources side. And in case you run into issues, so we were running into the gRPC issues sometime back, and we just had to connect with Aptos engineer, and they were very quick on the response side. So if anyone is building on Aptos now, they have all the docs ready, and also the support from engineering side is very fast.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's actually a very important thing to learn. Is that like Aptos teams actually updating their dogs very frequently to support the developers in their ecosystems, basically. Because like actually have a meaningful and comprehensive doc, it's actually quite important. Can reduce huge amount of the friction fragmentations for ecosystem teams to building using the Aptos tools. So it's actually definitely great to hear that like Aptos team is working on this. Um,
Yeah, they have everything in docs now. You want to learn about, let's say, any data structure of Move, they have a pretty good description of it. Then they have code examples of it and other resources as well. So I think you need not to go anywhere if you are referring to the Aptos docs.
mhm. Yeah, that's great to know. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we
so
have Liquid
Liquid is
joining.
also here.
Welcome, Liquid. Um, Yeah.
Hi
So
guys.
so hey, Liquid. Um. So yeah, Liquid. Do you want to like give a self intro about yourself?
Sure. I overall have now 10 years of experience. Uh, I'm a computer science graduate. I started my career in a startup, then I worked in large companies like NVIDIA, Intel, and then got into DeFi in 2019. And then 2020 was the DeFi summer. I was very much enjoying the overall experience. So I took full time role into Web3 companies and been in DeFi since past 5 years. So uh, I saw the different narratives. Like it started with Oracle somewhere in 2020. I knew Bitcoin from 2015, although, but it really started with the after the COVID in 2020 that I really started going deeper into DeFi. And then after Oracles, it was lending, borrowing on ETH, then different DeFi narratives on Polygon, then came Solana, and now uh, rather than trading and observing the product, we decided that we would build some product from grounds up on a new bootstrapped developer community that is Move language and Aptos and Movement Chain. So yeah, we've been building this product from February. We're backed by Aptos Foundation. We've gotten a grant, and now we are on mainnet with these two products.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. That's definitely sounds very exciting. Yeah, I guess for the next questions, actually, based on like the introduction that you just made, you might have some uh, interesting insights, I guess. So, because like considering you guys have experienced on building in other ecosystem like EVM, Polygon, Solana. I guess you are all very familiar with the ecosystem there. So like comparing with those ecosystem, what do you think about the current Aptos eco right now? Like what are goods for now, or like what are like some advantage that Aptos have made so far since mainnet launch, and also like what do you guys think need to be improved for now and also in the future?
So
Specifically
I
from an
believe,
ecosystem perspective. Yeah.
sure, for Aptos, the main thing, we have written many uh, technical articles on Aptos. If you've seen, we wrote about Joule plus plus. We compared with the other consensus mechanism. So Aptos is one of the few chains which actually achieves sub-second finality. Finality uh, is a very interestingly watched topic on different blockchains. So people achieve settlements quickly, but finality for optimistic and zk rollups could mean that it could be achieved within 24 hours, up to 7 days. So the interesting part about Aptos is even before the settlement or the block is added to the existing blockchain, the finality is achieved. That is less than 1 second, where the block time is more than actually the time to achieve the finality. That's quite a rare case. This opens up amazing use cases like payments, which needs really fast finality. So we are you would see these things reflecting into Joule's products, that we are not just building a DeFi product, but we have integrated payments infrastructure as well in the product. So if somebody is lending, we would allow a payments use case with the card that they can, while they are lending, they can spend that money in the real world, and the borrow positions would be created automatically. So we're actually going to issue cards so that people can spend against their lend positions. It could be self-repaying loans in a way that the yield that is generated on top of yield on the lending position, whatever APY they generate, that could be used for the real life payments. So finality is very interesting topic on Aptos, and the TVL that the team is now making great efforts towards achieving a higher TVL by asking different institutions and different teams to build products on Aptos. So it's a good news. Aave is coming. You know that Rarible recently told that they're going to be uh, deploying on Aptos. So many larger players would eventually come, and we feel that from Bitcoin, when smart contracts came in, it was a natural adoption that people went towards Ethereum. And from Ethereum, people wanted a much faster and cheaper ecosystem. So they went towards Solana, both traders as well as builders. So this seems the third stage in that natural progression, that people want even cheaper and even faster transactions. And that can only happen if things are built bottoms up from the scratch, which is the Aptos or Dime blockchain original architecture. It's bottoms up. So that's what we feel, and what needs to change is maybe there is more scope to work towards community. We try to take part and play our fair share into building communities, posting interesting content, uh, educate other builders in understanding what are the benefits of building on Aptos. So community and maybe KOLs who can actively talk about the ecosystem could be bootstrapped more.
Yeah, makes sense. I think this is definitely like some very insightful knowledge that you just mentioned. It's actually like very interesting to listen to hear that like it's the third wave like people that want to use the more advanced blockchain infra like Aptos compared with first generation Bitcoin and second generation Ethereum and Solana. Yeah, that's actually like super helpful, I think. So a little bit, want to elaborate a little bit more on the partnership that Aptos recently landed. There's USDT, which is definitely purely positive EV actions. I would say a huge potential liquidity could be unlocked there. I also looking forward to see like USDC while integrated with Aptos as well. And also with Arve and Rarible. So as we know, both of the teams are very successful teams that has established things 2020, 2021-ish. But originally their main focus was on the EVM world. So do you think it is like more important for a new ecosystem like Aptos to build a partnership with the mature protocols like Arve or Rarible is meaningful, or it actually will be better to internally incubate a couple new teams that natively build on top of the Aptos from day one?
I believe the the trading or the community which has capital, the liquidity providers or the people who are serious, they were on Ethereum or L2s, then they went to Solana. That happened because some serious teams themselves were building. It's surprising that Aave is going on Aptos. It's their first non-EVM implementation. They didn't even go on Solana. So that is kind of a huge signal that it's more validation than anybody else that Aptos would have bootstrapped. So that gives them a huge validation that there is some meat and something new that's going to be interesting. Uh, a lot of help is offered natively by the Aptos Foundation. The leadership team at Aptos Foundation is amazing. Neil, Bashar, you know, everybody just provide good help. So, and it is out in the open that Avi was seeking help from other major projects, founders and advisors of other projects within the Atlas ecosystem. So it is so conducive that the people who have built similar product or are in even competitive space, they are giving advice and helping Avi build that product. So I believe it's a good signal for the liquidity providers that a company that is already successful, Avi commands almost $20 billion in TVL. That's like an on-chain big bank already. So I think that would be much better if these bigger teams build than any of the incubated teams. Of course, the momentum would be much faster if there is somebody who is natively incubated and they are building up. But then they would have a hard time. It's if the building is quicker, they would still have hard time bootstrapping the liquidity. But that becomes easier if the bigger team is building. They might be slow in building, but then they bootstrap the liquidity much faster.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think probably like Aptos can definitely like take two approach at the same time, and to have like a better tested field, and see like which one works out better. So yeah, back to the hackathon that Aptos is hosting right now. So what type of the projects do you guys actually expect to see from this hackathon? Or in another way, I think like what type of the projects in which sectors are you guys the most excited about in the future of the Aptos ecosystems?
I would partly try answering, then I would leave. I would ask Shivam as well to comment on this one. But with the faster ecosystem, I believe the most. I mean, everybody was waiting for since many years that hey, there wouldn't be any consumer adoption. So I think the applications that need much faster underlying backend, it could be social fi, it could be payments, it could be any application layer project that is going to be more interesting to be built. And the other DeFi projects would rely on all of this massive traffic coming onto the network, and then create an economy around it. Like we're focused on reusing the liquidity. For example, Joule is building reusable liquidity money market. It's not just that the people lend and borrow, but other players, other applications, whichever the new ones are coming in, they don't have to give away a lot of their valuable tokens and start bootstrapping from day one. So projects like us are depending on that massive inflow of users as well as other project builders so that they can tap into the liquidity that we have. So what people or the application layer projects which are going to have massive number of users, maybe that makes more sense because it's cheaper. They get less than 1 second fast finality. That would be interesting. So games, payments, and social fi from that's my angle of looking at it. Shum, you can add in.
Yeah, so my answer is pretty much aligned with the Liquid's answer. So the applications like social then there are gaming applications, then there are payment applications. So all these applications require cheap transactions and cheap and fast transactions. So if you think about gaming, gaming has been very new on the blockchain space, and uh, if we see on the EVM side, EVM, it has been very, it was not cheap, and also the transactions were pretty slow on that side. So gaming couldn't be much developed there. So I think Aptos will be the perfect fit for applications like gaming and social file, leveraging the speed and cheap transactions of Aptos.
So far in gaming, it was only assets which were put on blockchain. Like, hey, this is the asset, NFT, a spaceship or a gun or whatever. The assets were only on blockchain. But then the real gaming would be if you can put as much of the game's backend on blockchain. It could be every bullet that was fired, every checkpoint that could be put on blockchain. So uh, that is something going to be interesting rather than just creating assets economy of buy and sell. A lot more of the game's backend itself could be put onto a blockchain. So that would be really interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's actually a very big topic for the blockchain itself. I feel like GameFi had their highlights from last cycle, but seems like from this cycle, people are holding a very suspicious point of view for gaming X crypto. But I do think like crypto can definitely like help gaming to unlock more use cases in potentially. And it could be a like very interesting combination. Also, like from like our previous fireside chat sessions, a couple other founders also mentioned their expectations of gaming projects on Aptos. So this is actually like very interesting to see. And like if you are a gaming developers, seems like it's a huge opportunities for you to actually to build on top of the Aptos right now. Cool. I think that's actually like everything that we need to cover for today's sessions. Appreciate both of you, Siobhan and Liquid, to join us, using your time to join us and share some of the great insights. Yeah, I'm not sure like if you have anything that I want to add here, or
This was great. I'm really sorry about joining late.
No worries.
The VPN issue, actually, you were correct about it. Yeah, but it was great interaction, and thanks for having us.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, Shaban, go ahead.
No, that's it from my side also. Thank you for having us. It was great to chat with you.
Yeah, likewise. So if before we wrap up, another round of the sharing. If you are Move developers or like just in general interested in building on something really cool using very groundbreaking technologies, you should definitely check out the Aptos Code Collection Hackathons. It is happening right now. We have already more than 60 plus submissions with more than 2,000 developer registration. There are still like 35 days left for the submission phase. We have Aptos team have hosted a couple meetup in Palo Alto and New York City from last week, and there will be a couple more live in-person meetup in Korea and Japan. So if you will be in both places, you are more than welcome to join the in-person meetup events there. But you are also welcome to submit a project from wherever you're based, because it's a global hackathons and open to everyone. But yeah, don't miss out these opportunities to build on potentially the biggest blockchains in the world right now, in the future. Cool. Thanks everyone to join us again. Thanks Shavan, and thanks Liquid, and hope you guys can all doing great in the future. And we're looking forward to see more talented projects and builders through this hackathon. Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.